My name is Daniel Parker, and if someone had told me a year ago that a single, unexpected moment could change the entire direction of my life, I probably would have laughed. Back then, I was the kind of man who believed that change was slow, something that crept into your days like shadows stretching as the sun set. But what happened to me proved the opposite. Sometimes, change storms in uninvited, catches you in your most vulnerable state, and forces you to see the world through an entirely different lens. It started on a rainy Thursday evening in Portland, Oregon. I had just come home from work, exhausted after a long day at the architecture firm. The sky outside was gray and heavy, the kind of weather that made you want to curl up in bed with a book or stand under the hot stream of a shower until the world outside blurred away. I chose the shower. Our apartment building was quiet, the old pipes rattling faintly as I twisted the knob. Steam quickly filled the bathroom, fogging up the mirror as I let the water cascade over my shoulders. For a few minutes, I thought about nothing, just the comfort of the heat, the way it loosened the knots in my muscles. My life back then was simple, even lonely at times. I lived alone, worked hard, and didn't let too many people get close. That's when it happened. The bathroom door creaked open. At first, I thought it was just the draft from the hallway, or maybe the latch hadn't clicked shut properly. But then I heard footsteps, soft, hesitant, but undeniably real. My heart jumped, and I froze, shampoo still in my hair. "Daniel," a voice called out, tentative but unmistakably feminine. It was Emily Hart. Emily had recently moved into the apartment across the hall. She was 26, a year younger than me, and worked as a nurse at the local hospital. We had exchanged polite smiles in the hallway, a few casual conversations about rent prices and laundry machines that never seemed to work properly, but nothing more. She was the kind of neighbor you noticed because she carried herself with a quiet warmth, like she belonged even in spaces that weren't hers. But she definitely wasn't supposed to be in my bathroom. I yanked the curtain halfway open, my pulse racing. "Emily? What are you doing here?" Her face turned scarlet, and she immediately covered her eyes with one hand, the other fumbling for the doorknob. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to, I thought." She stopped, clearly mortified, words tripping over themselves. I grabbed a towel from the rack and wrapped it around my waist before stepping out. Water still dripped down my chest and onto the floor tiles, but I barely noticed. All I could focus on was her standing there in my bathroom doorway, her hair damp from the rain, her scrub slightly wrinkled from what must have been a long shift. "Emily," I said gently, trying not to laugh because she looked so horrified. "You walked into the wrong apartment, didn't you?" Her eyes widened. "Yes. Oh my God, yes. I thought this was my place. I wasn't paying attention. I was on the phone with my sister, and I just came in. I can't believe she trailed off, burying her face in her hands. Despite the awkwardness, I couldn't help but smile. Something about her flustered honesty made the situation less embarrassing and more human. "It's okay," I assured her. "No harm done. You just gave me the shock of my life, that's all." She peeked through her fingers, relief flooding her expression when she saw I wasn't angry. Instead of rushing out immediately, she lingered, probably too embarrassed to face the hallway again. And that's when everything changed. Because instead of seeing her as just my neighbor, I noticed the little things. The way her laugh cracked nervously, the faint freckles dusting her nose, the way her shoulders relaxed when she realized I wasn't upset. For the first time, I saw Emily not as someone who lived across the hall, but as someone who could very easily slip past the quiet walls I had built around myself. What started as an awkward accident soon became the beginning of a story I never could have predicted.